everyone, welcome to the Shonky Lab. I'm Elton, this is Andy.
Hello.
He's my guest producer for this evening, and we are here to talk about Lego, not Legos.
Not Formula 1, Lego.
Yeah, not Formula 1, but there is Formula 1 in it, in the Lego, but Lego, yes. Not Legos.
No.
We don't say the Legos.
Yeah.
Is that an American thing? I think it is, isn't it?
Well, I think it's back to, what is the plural of Lego?
Lego.
Exactly, but it's a debate. It's a question. Is it Legos? Is it Legopody? There's many options.
Lego. Let's get the Lego out. Oh look, there's your Lego over there. I have Lego.
So if someone was going to buy you Legos for Christmas, you would punch them.
I would not accept Legos. Unless I would accept it if they adjusted the name on every tiny block to Legos.
Oh, well.
Only then would I accept it. But that means them going in and adjusting over 1,000 pieces of Lego to have an S.
How big a set they buy you, isn't it?
Well, yeah. No, yeah. I'd still applaud their actions. For putting an S on
that much effort into trolling you. I mean, that's more than I'd ever do. But still.
Yeah, screw them losers anyway. Anyway, you all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate.
Good.
I won't ask you how you're doing. We'll just assume you're good and move on.
Yeah, let's assume that I'm really good. Okay, so people in the chat room and people listening to
hello
the podcast version, we're live on Mixlr.com, which is mixlr.com/RogueTwoMedia, and we normally do this live, especially on Shonky Lab. Grand Prix Podcast, less so. But this is where you guys...
It's only because no one listens to us.
Well, yeah, it's sporadic when we do record that. And I don't think anyone would really turn up for that. I'm not too sure. But, hang on, I'm having technical difficulties already.
Hang on a sec. Elton's having difficulties.
There we go. That's better, I think.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's just... I need some Lego blocks to pop it up, I think. Hang on.
You do?
Hang on. Oh, ooh.
To be fair, I've done that many a time. Use Lego to pop up, when I'm building models or something, or making molds. It's damn useful stuff.
Oh, making molds, yes. It's brilliant for that, yes.
Oh, yes.
We'll get onto that in a sec, I think. Yes, we're also asking people in the chat room, which is mixlr.com/RogueTwoMedia, what do you call your TV remote control? So, I'm going to just pass it over to you, Andy, first. What do you call your TV remote control? Because lots of people have these remote controls. My dad has about 1 million of them for doing many different things. TV, radio, even their Fire has a remote control now. So, but I'm just wondering what you call it.
The TV one?
Yeah. Let's go with just the TV.
Specifically, I call it the controls. So,
past the controls?
Yes.
Okay.
Or the controller, if it's singular.
The controller? So, okay, so at what stage do people pass you more than one control?
Well, it happens very rarely since, I'm largely on my own here. But, in the past when I've asked for it, I have a Skybox, so, requires 2 controls. So, it always used to be the controls if you required the TV and the Sky remote. Or control, if you will, or just the Sky one, it would be just controls, so, yeah. Once the TV was on, the usefulness of that controller was pretty limited.
Okay, fair enough. In the chat room, already, we have Doreen. She said the remote. Nice, standard.
And Murray the Pieman has said the buttons.
The buttons.
Or the telly buttons.
Oh,
we're getting awfully close to Button Moon at this point.
No, we don't want to go Button Moon area. Bloody hell. We've already done that before.
Yeah, been there, done that. Warm a t-shirt.
Yeah. Hang on a second, because I'm having real trouble with this thing.
He's faded out again.
Yeah.
Is it just you that fades out, or both of us?
No, it's the feed to the Mixlr. Hang on. How about that? It keeps popping on and off. I don't know what's going on there. I do apologise.
How about that? Do you need to get your son to come and just hold the plug in place?
No, I think, I'm hoping that'll be alright.
Pie Man says, oh, wait, no, there we are.
There we are. We're back.
Hey!
I do apologise. I don't know what's going on. I think it's the old computer I'm using, so... But, these things are free. It's going down again. I think it's going to be broken this episode. But...
Oh, no.
Yeah. No.
Oh, dear.
Hang on. I'm going to try. Bear with us, people in the chat room. Right, okay, right. I think we're going to stick with that. If it dies a death, I will fiddle around with it and I'll dive over something, but, there we go.
There's only so much diving over the table you can do. Yeah,
and my arms are only so long at the moment. Right, where were we? We were talking about remote controls.
We were, yes. Dorian says the telecommander, telecommand, I don't know.
Dorian said the remote. Mr. Pieman, 70, said the buttons. If I need to be specific, telly buttons. I call it the button. I know Amanda calls it the remote. I call it the button though. And it doesn't matter what remote control we need to use, whether it be the TV button or the Sky button or anything like that whatsoever, whether maybe even like the PlayStation remote that we used to have as well. It's still the button.
I've heard people call them clickers in the past.
Clickers? That's interesting. I don't think I'd dive down that deep into the clicker. Has anyone else put anything down? I don't think they have. They're all worried about our dodgy intro at the moment. But we shall pursue the episode anyway. So, we're going to be talking about Lego. Should we just dive into it? I think we should, just in case this all goes wonky.
Are you gonna lead us in the singing of the Everything Is Awesome song, or does that come later?
Oh, don't you dare. Oh, no, flipping hell, this show is all over the place. It's like a car crash on radio, flipping hell. There's two things I wanted to talk about before we get into the actual Lego talk. Number one.
Yes.
Red Dead 2 is out. He's out next year.
No, the trailer's been out.
Yeah, the trailer dropped today.
It's been trailer-geddon this week. Because we've had Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yep.
Oh my god, it's so fucking amazing. Can't wait for that, yeah. But then we've also had the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer dropped. Which, oh my god, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer.
Yep.
And then today, the Logan trailer, which I got to be honest, I have zero interest in anything Fox does. I mean, Deadpool notwithstanding, because Deadpool was great, but that was its own thing. X-Men films, not interested. The Wolverine films have been fucking appalling.
Yep.
But this Logan trailer with that Johnny Cash music, so damn good. It's like, it's getting dusty in here.
I didn't get that from it. I thought it looked really nice.
It's Johnny Cash singing Hurt, damn it, you monster. You are history's greatest monster, sir.
That's a very cliche song to use now, though, isn't it?
I don't care. There's a reason it's a cliched song to use.
Just because it's a cliche song, it doesn't mean they should use it all the time. That's the thing.
It worked in this instance. Worked so damn well. Even if they never released a film and all we get is that one trailer, I'm fine with it. I was like, yeah, that's it. Just 2 minutes, I'm good. Don't need any more. Just leave it to my imagination. What I'm imagining is a better film than you can make, so I'm good.
Right, okay. I thought it looked really nice. It really looked very post-apocalyptic. So I was happy with that. But let's talk about the Red Dead one very briefly.
Yes. Cowboys.
Did you play the first one much?
Of course. Oh yeah, 100% completion on that motherfucker.
Really? Oh bloody hell!
Oh yeah. I was John Marsden for nearly 6 months. I was just trawling through that game. That game emotionally scarred me. Oh, there might be spoilers here for Red Dead Redemption 1, so sorry if you've not listened. If you've not played it, don't listen.
It's not Red Dead 1, by the way. Now it's already turned into Red Dead 1. No, it's Red Dead
Redemption. Whatever. But my point is, I played that game so much, and I started feeling nostalgia towards the Old West, especially towards the end of the game when you start spending more time in Blackwater. Right. I was like, there's cities here now and there's cars, and I miss a simpler time when it's just me and my horse out in the wilderness on the homestead. And that ending, fuck you, Rockstar, you motherfuckers.
I haven't played the end yet.
I'm just going to leave it at that then.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can figure it out, but Put it this way,
sure.
I played the ending, and then I went back again to make sure I hadn't done something wrong. Cunts.
Oh, because of it. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. See, I came to it very, very late. Mm-hmm. God knows how many years it was after it was released that I actually dived in on it.
Originally released in 2010, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I was proper late on that. I was really late. But I think it had died down by then. The zombie pack was out as well.
Because everything's got to have bloody zombies.
Yeah, of course it has, yeah. I picked it up and I thoroughly enjoyed it up until the point I then switched over to the zombie pack, gave that a go, got frustrated with that, and then threw the controller away. And then I think my PlayStation 3 died on me. And I was fed up with repairing it, so it's in the loft at the moment, still waiting to come down and giving it a go. I just wished PS4 was backwards capable. Then I'd be playing it. No.
Oh.
No, it's not. It's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. But what else? I like the look of it. There's not a lot of gameplay in this.
It's all about mood. Is this first one? It's all about just showing the world. I mean, is that one shot where they're sitting at night under the trees with a campfire?
Yeah.
And it's just like, tell me that's not a goddamn movie.
It does look good, doesn't it? It looks so
amazing.
good. And all the mist through the woods, and it just looks glorious. And you know it's going to be flipping huge as well.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be absolutely huge.
Absolutely, it's going to be massive. I mean, the map leaked some time ago.
Did it?
World area. Oh yeah. Oh, you can see the map, and the world area is about 4 times the size of the one in Red Dead 1. I said that to annoy you, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed. Don't worry.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure you were aware.
Okay. So we're both looking forward to that. I take it.
Absolutely.
Some of the people in the chat room are looking forward to it as well. So that's good. So what will you be playing it on?
Xbox One or the Xbone.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. We won't be able to get into a posse and go round.
Well, they were talking about doing this cross-platform compatibility thing a while back, but I don't know what ever happened from that.
Well, I'd like to live in a world where that can happen. I don't see it happening anytime soon.
You're going to break out into a rendition of Imagine now, are you?
Not quite. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to buy an Xbox just to play with you guys. I'll just walk around on my own. Be fine. I don't care. Screw you losers. I haven't got a problem with that. What else dropped today? Yeah, we had some trailers drop. We also had the Nintendo Switch. Was that today? That was today, wasn't it?
I think that was today, yeah.
Did you see the trailer for that then?
I didn't see it. I've seen a picture of a console / handheld thingy-mabobby. Yeah, whatever. Nintendo, moving on.
Well, this is like the Wii U. I like the idea of the Wii U. When that first came out, I like the idea of the portability of the screen in your hands. But it comes down to battery life as well, doesn't it? And I still don't think batteries are that good. And if Samsung have anything to do with this, it'd just be exploding in people's faces.
There's that. It's also, I mean, with me anyway, it's content. What are you getting on the console? And what switched me off from the Wii and the Wii U was, I mean, yes, Nintendo's first-party content is amazing. You know, everyone loves Mario and all that. But you can't get the third-party games. You can't get your Red Dead Redemption. You can't get your Mass Effects. You can't get, you know, those sort of games on the Nintendo consoles. And I mean, at the end of the day, I don't need 2 consoles. I barely get enough time to play the one console I have. So with that in mind, it's like, I'm going to stick with my Nintendo. Stick with my Xbox. And Nintendo just, it would have to be something truly stunning to make me go, yeah, I want that. And I just don't see how they can do that at this point. It's, if I'm out on the road, walking around, work, traveling, whatever, I'm just going to use my phone because, you know, it's convenient. I've got it with me. It's one less device.
And they're
when I'm
good
at home
enough as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've got an iPhone 6S, what have you. I mean, that would play. That could easily run a PS2 game with no hassle. I mean, there's enough processing power on there. And then at home, I've got the Xbox for playing, video games. And then if I want, streaming content like Netflix and all that, I can do all that through the Xbox as well. So I just don't see it from Nintendo. I mean, the other thing as well, the games they charge for the handheld side of it, they're probably going to charge between £30 and £40 for a game, whereas a decent game on the iPhones, maybe what, £3 to £10?
Yeah.
I think Nintendo was stuck in a late 80s business model.
Nintendo I think they've had a massive boost from the Pokemon Go stuff. And
the thing is, though, that's not Nintendo.
It's not Nintendo per se, but it is solely on Nintendo stuff up until the iPhone came out.
Nintendo has such a close association with Pokemon brand that you're right. You think Nintendo. So they got a boost in their stock, but they had nothing to do with the game.
No, but I think it does help them, though, because it made people go back to Nintendo for the rest of their old Pokemon games. And you probably had a surge of the old blues and golds and whatever silvers that they were selling as well. So I'd imagine that they had a bit of a surge from that. Their stock went up because
their stock
Pokemon
went up
Go.
because but that was just association. I think if Nintendo was to offer their back catalogue on the iPhone or the Android store or whatever, that you can download and play games. So if I could pull down Super Mario World on my phone and play it, I'd have that in an instant. £20, you download like all the Mario games. Absolutely, right now.
Jesus, I would have that, yes.
I would bite your fucking arm off of that. I mean, that's where Nintendo's value is. It's their IPs. I mean, Star Fox, if I could get Star Fox on my phone, straight away, no questions, I will download that shit. But they won't. And I'm not going to go and invest in it's probably going to be at least £200, probably close to £300 new console. It's just not happening. So
you're getting a screen with it as well, like the Wii
big
U.
Fucking whoop.
Well, that's the thing, though. It's a controller that splits, that goes onto the sides of a screen, which then you can take around and then split off, and then each side of the controller, the left and right, turn into another controller. And
that's just such a faff. I am walking out. I'm off in a town to go, go for drinks with Lee and Dan or whatever. All right, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to grab my phone because I've got to take my phone with me, and now I'm going to go and find my screen for my Switch or whatever it is. Oh, I've got the left controller. Where's the right controller? I don't know. Oh, was it over there? Oh, I don't know. It was over here. No. Fuck it. I can't be asked now.
Yeah. I like the idea once again. I probably won't get one. They're going for the gimmicky thing. When they got the Wii, they hit lightning in a bottle, didn't they? And they got it really well, very quickly. Lots of people sussed it out and then just played the games that came along with it. And then if they wanted any other games, they played their PlayStations or Xboxes.
Yeah.
And this was it's the similar sort of thing. They've got a gimmick of the screen, and now the controllers come off the screen so you can share games. And good luck with the 10 minutes of playing on the bench outside. And then it's all dead.
I think the problem is with the Wii, it was an accident. But they don't want to admit it was an accident, and don't want to admit they didn't understand why it was successful. So they keep throwing dice blindfolded at a dartboard just to see if they can get something. And it's just not happening for them.
Yeah. Why don't they just make a really good DS unit that streams to the TV instead?
Because that's logical, and Nintendo don't do logic.
Yeah. Because everyone would buy the DS. And that's got a really good battery, and it plays really good games, and it works really, really well. And I think if you scaled that up onto a screen, a big screen, I reckon they could make it look quite pretty. But, that's probably why I don't work for Nintendo.
It's true, yes. Yes. You should get on the phone to them. After this, on the phone to Nintendo.
Okay. I'm sure I've got their phone number in my phone somewhere.
It's got to be in the back of your Game Boy manual, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I've got 2 Game Boys up in the loft.
See, there you go.
Okay, right. Well, that's enough of the news from today. I am thinking about bringing back the news and the weird news back to Shonky, but...
It's all about the weird news.
Yeah, would people want to listen to that? I don't know. And there's the phone behind me. Flipping hell.
That's someone. It's someone wants weird news. They're like, yes,
Nintendo phoning right now.
Yeah, get it, man. It's once in a lifetime chance.
Oh no, Nintendo hung up. Nuts. Right. Flipping hell, man. Right, battery's gone out of that as well. Okay. So, Lego. Let's get onto the Lego stuff. Right. I've always had Lego in my life.
Yep.
I'm going to come out with a massive statement now.
Okay.
Lego is shit. Lego was good. Lego was fantastic. Lego is now crap.
If I could just channel my inner General Zod, why do you say these to me when you know I will kill you for it?
Because we need opposing thoughts on it, I feel.
Yes, but there's opposing thoughts, and then there's just being a dick for the sake of being a dick. And I feel, sir, with respect, that you are trumping us here.
Okay, right. Maybe it's not shit. Maybe it's because am I too old for it? I don't think I am.
No, you're not too old. I think the problem here is you're getting the wrong Lego, or you're looking at the wrong Lego.
Oh, okay.
When was the last time you bought Lego?
What, personally? For me? Well, okay. The last time I either asked for it or bought it myself was maybe about 5 years ago when I got... I asked... the kids were going to Blue Water and I was working and I was going to meet them somewhere after. And I said, okay, you're going to Blue Water. There's a Lego shop up there. I'll tell you what, buy me some Lego. Get whatever you want. And they got me some Star Wars Lego, which was one of the skiffs. You know the skiffs from Return of the Jedi? The one that Luke Skywalker is thrown into the Sarlacc, or tried to be thrown
I know
into
the ones, yes. Mm-hmm.
And I had that. And it was nice. It felt a little bit too manufactured for my liking. Too many special bits.
Okay, no, that's a fair. I mean, they went through a long period like the early 2000s where it was all special parts. And yeah, I mean, I think there was a period where its stock was lower than it should have been. Not its actual stock. I mean, just it's people's perception of it.
Yeah.
But I think they've turned it around in the last five or so years. And Lego is great once again. Truly, truly great. One of the great things with Lego today, though, is there's a website called Lego Ideas.
Yep.
Which I don't know if you know about this, where you or I or anyone can submit our own ideas for Lego. I'm just going to pop a link in the old chat for people. But basically, you can submit your own ideas for Lego, and if it gets enough votes, Lego will put it through the review process, and if it's suitable, they'll release it. And I've got a shelf here with some of those kits here. I've got Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters, was a fan-suggested kit.
Yep.
And that came out. I got Wall-E, which is a truly amazing kit. It's fantastic.
Okay.
And I've got the TARDIS from Doctor Who. And they were all fan-suggested kits, which went through the review process. People voted for them, and then that came out. And one of the new ones, which has just come out this week, and I'm desperate to pick up, is they got the Yellow Submarine.
Oh, now I saw that. That was released last week, wasn't it?
It was. It comes with the Beatles and a blue meanie.
Oh, it comes with the blue meanie as well?
It comes with a blue meanie, my friend, yes.
Get in.
Yeah. I'm fucking having one of those.
Yeah, one thing I did like about the Yellow Submarine, it did look like the Yellow Submarine, and the Lego men were the correct Lego men. They weren't Lego men with a special head on them.
Yeah.
Which ruins it for me. I don't like that.
Like I said, I think they went through that a long period, a period like between like 2000 to about, let's say, 2008. There was a lot of like special custom, it was all custom parts. The Lego thing, it got a bit silly. You had those fighting robot things, and I can't remember what they were called.
Yeah,
but
I've got one of them.
It's gone back a lot more now to the more traditional Lego. I mean, the Ecto-1 kit I had, and the TARDIS kit, and actually even the Wall-E kit, hardly any custom pieces in there at all, as I can recall. In fact, I think it was all just standard parts. So yeah, it's a good old Lego, my friend. It's good old Lego.
When you say that people can submit these parts to Lego, do they have to build the kit themselves or just come up with the idea and then someone has to work it out?
No, they have to show how the part would. I mean, you can either make it out of actual bricks or use Lego building software.
Okay.
It's like a version of AutoCAD, which you can virtually build anything you want out of Lego.
Right.
And then you submit it through, and then again it goes through a review process. And then after that, if it gets all signed off, they get made. Because there's actually quite a thriving, and it's something I only recently discovered, fan kit community where people buy official Lego bricks, but just like they buy just like all of the square by square 2 pieces, stuff like that, and release their own kits. One of the kits I got like that was the spinner from Blade Runner, and that's a really cool little futuristic space car. It's not an official Lego kit, but it's made of proper Lego pieces, and it's just like a garage kit,
Oh, okay. So what do? They print off their own box and then send all the bits to you?
Yeah, they order in all the bits, bang those up individually, print out the instructions all nice and everything, and they'll just send those out, and it's brand new, never used Lego bricks, all in the right colours for you, and it's great.
Oh, I like that idea. I could dig that, because that's proper home building, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's loads of these. I mean, there's stuff with I've seen these like mini builds where you can get like an NES console is one of the ones I saw. And it's just a small little kit. I mean, they're a little bit expensive because, just Lego is expensive. I mean, at one point it was more valuable than gold,
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a NES kit. I've seen scenes from The Walking Dead have been put together, Blade Runner ships, stuff like that. There's a whole world of like hipster Lego, if you will.
Yeah, I've got my own Rick Grimes Lego man that was bought for me at Christmas by the kids. I've also got, what have I got? What's his name? Julius Caesar. I have him from a little kit as well.
That's cool.
So, but they're the proper Lego men with the Lego faces and the Lego hats and the Lego hands and stuff like that.
I believe a technical term is a minifig.
Yeah, minifig. But we all saw these Simpson ones come out maybe last year or so. Maybe
the
2
Simpson
years ago.
house, yeah.
Well, they came with the people and they have the correct features on the heads, which it works. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's kind of jarring because then it's not a Lego head. It is a Lego head, but at the same time, it's not a Lego head.
I know exactly the one you mean because I've seen those. But actually, the Simpsons house was a fan-submitted idea.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Is that the same along with the DeLorean and the Breaking Bad setup?
I don't know about the Breaking Bad one. The DeLorean was. The Ghostbusters Ecto one was. The TARDIS was.
Big Bang Theory as well, didn't they do that?
Yeah, they did that, unfortunately. God only knows why.
Oh, dear.
Why won't that die? Fucking hate fucking Big Bang Theory. Fucking geek blackface.
Jack Woodgate says he'd love to see the Beatles in Lego Dimensions.
It wouldn't surprise me the slightest if we did see that, because I mean, Lego's got so many licenses, and they managed to get these licenses to work with each other.
Yeah.
They've got the Star Wars license, the Lord of the Rings license, they got the DC license, they've got the Marvel license, for God's sakes. They've just got Indiana Jones, Doctor Who, Ghostbusters, Disney stuff. It's
understandable. It's understandable because it's a worldwide product.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going, since 1946, I think it is.
It's been going a long bloody time.
Let me check. 1949.
Wow.
It was made. It was created by Ole Kurt Christensen in Denmark in 1949. And it's been going ever since, and it's been going strong ever since. It costs a fortune.
It costs an absolute fucking fortune.
There has been. Hang on. Let me just go through some of the stuff on the Wikipedia. Oh, I'm trying to find. There's been 600 billion Lego parts produced as of 2015.
Did you know that in a warehouse in Denmark they have every single set that's ever been sold?
Really? Oh, yeah, it doesn't surprise me. They have to have a warehouse like that, though, don't they? Surely.
No, it's just I saw some documentary or something when they were walking around the Lego warehouse, and they got this thing, and every set ever sold, like mint in the box, just sitting there. It's just like, wow. I kind of want access to that room, please.
They have to, otherwise it disappears. It's like getting rid of smallpox. You need smallpox in a jar. Otherwise, removing that from the earth would just open up the floodgates for other things to take place.
No. Lego sets, smallpox. I can totally see the connection.
Oh yeah, I'm along them lines. In February 2015, Lego replaced Ferrari as brand finance's world's most powerful brand.
Yeah.
Is that ironic that Lego do Ferrari-based kits as well?
Well, I was going to say I'd be a bit more shocked and disturbed if Ferrari did Lego-based cars.
They'd probably sell at the same sort of price as well, though, wouldn't they?
Probably, yeah. I think the performance might suffer a little bit.
Yeah, they'll probably go a little bit faster nowadays. Okay, right. So when did you get into Lego, or when do you remember getting into Lego?
Oh, I mean, it was something that my parents bought when I was, knee high to a grasshopper sort of thing. I had Duplo Lego. Do you remember Duplo?
I do, but it was the bigger stuff, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was baby's Lego basically. It was just the bricks were a lot bigger. But yeah, I remember when we were kids, we had like two big buckets full of that Duplo Lego, and the Duplo train set as well. Which was awesome. I just remember you had play the tracks down if you would go around. But yeah, I mean, and then as we got older, we just started getting Lego sets. Lego City, those ones which came out.
Yep. And
Lego Space were the big ones. It had so much Lego Space stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I had an original Benny the Spaceman. It was awesome.
Hang on, I've got someone else phoning me at the moment. Hang on. Didn't have a plus sign to add him to the call. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, Pie Man's just pointing out that Duplo would... Oh, hello.
Hello there.
Hello. Wow.
Whoa, indeed. You right, mate?
I feel very starstruck.
I'll give over. Andy's not that famous, crying out loud.
I've only got like 7 things on my IMDb page. It's fine, honestly.
This is so cool.
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yes, I am very excited.
Because of Lego, or because of phoning in, or what? Or...
Lego is exciting.
Because of phoning in.
Okay, cool. So, are you into Lego? Do you have lots of Lego? Or I tell you what. Before we go anywhere, what do you call your TV remote?
What do I call my TV remote?
Yeah,
the remote control.
The remote control, the classic remote control.
Classic, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
it's not bad. If we had like a top 10, that would probably be up the top, wouldn't it? Followed by the remote and maybe button.
I think I have the same standing on Lego as you do. Well, not standing on Lego because that's painful. But I think Lego was good, but not anymore.
At what point was it good? What sort of kits did you like and collect?
I'm gonna say it's the most common one, but when you're just given just a straight up box and you just build what you want, there's no special pieces for you to build a certain thing.
Oh, right, okay. So just a bargain bucket.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. Yeah, because you can still get them. We bought them for the kids, just a basic starter pack of big red box of Lego, and we thought, okay, we'll pile all of their Lego into that on their collection, and you can build houses. It's got a certain amount of instructions in there, but really it's just good for mucking around and just building towers and stuff that can poke people.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, please. It was made into spaceships and you know it.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. It was pretty much just building spaceships. And, and the magical moment, you know, when you get like a flat piece, the real thin piece, when you can turn that up on its end and then slide it in, as in like a vertical wing. That is a moment of joy for everyone to behold. That is a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I used to make some awesome custom Lego spaceships. All gone now, to the four winds, broken up. I've still got all the Lego. It's in a box, but you know.
Yeah.
None of the models survived intact.
Yeah. So Nathan, have you still got original Lego that you grew up with, or how old are you, by the way?
15.
Okay, right. We'll keep our potty mouth clean for this. Crying out loud.
I was going to say, fucking hell, man. I'm old.
Oh, who are we kidding? He knows all the words.
It's true.
Oh, flipping out. 15? What? Shouldn't you be in bed by now or something? Surely. It's a school night, for crying out loud. What are your parents doing? Shame on them.
They're building Lego.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's cool that.
I cannot moan about that. Do you remember your first kit that you got, or is it just well, no, you just told me that it's just a random box, wasn't it? So, what about other kits? What other kits did you enjoy, or do you enjoy getting? Is it like Star Wars branded stuff, or just bog standard stuff that you can just pick up anywhere?
I remember the last one I got was the Millennium Falcon, but I remember not enjoying it because there's too many special pieces of it. And you can't just do what you want.
You can. You just don't have to build what it says. It is still fundamentally Lego. It will still work in the same way.
But you've still got these stickers of like all the Star Wars-esque stuff. And I can't build a house out of the Millennium Falcon.
Why not?
I could try, but I could only make it bad.
Little known fact, they actually did build a tower block in Blade Runner out of a Millennium Falcon. So if you watch Blade Runner, the Millennium Falcon is a tower block in that film. So you can build a house out of it. So there.
Well, if I buy that kit again, then I will definitely try that.
So, okay, so you didn't enjoy the Millennium Falcon?
No.
Right, because my boy got, who's 13, by the way, he's only, just a wee bit younger than you. Flipping out, that is scary, man. I've just had a cold shiver go down my back.
Elton. He wasn't born in the last century.
Shut up. I didn't think people were made then. Flipping out. Yeah, he had an AT-AT. And it's a really good kit. And he thoroughly enjoyed building it. I really enjoyed watching him build that. And there was one disappointing thing about it, which someone at either Lucasfilm at the time or Lego missed a massive trick. And I think it's on if you go to our friend Google and look up the AT-AT Star Wars, and on the box, they always tell you how many pieces you get in the boxes. And this AT-AT it has 1,137 pieces. Now, if someone had used their brain, they would have added one more piece and put it on the side of the AT-AT. And then you would have had the legendary Star Wars number 1138. But they didn't go for that. Someone missed a massive trick. And I hope someone was shot for that, taken out, and maybe shot with, I don't know, rubber bands from a Lego gun or something. Or made to walk across like a fire pit made of just Lego bricks.
Oh, yeah. Yes, the only thing more painful to stand on is an upturned plug.
Definitely. Flipping out. So what have you got at the moment, Nathan? What are you building anything at the moment, or are you shying away from that now? Are you getting a bit too old for it?
0 pieces of Lego.
Sorry, what was that?
I have got 0 pieces of Lego.
What?
Nothing?
Yeah, nothing.
Go fix that tomorrow. To the Lego store with you, sir.
Was it a case of it was all collected and thrown out?
It was given to younger relatives.
You don't give another person's Lego. That's no. Of all the toys to give to younger relatives, Lego is sacrosanct. You don't pass down Lego, except from father to son, and then only reluctantly, and then only so you can play with it.
Oh yes, definitely. So none at all. Flipping
None
out.
at all.
When did all this go then? Were there tears shed?
It wasn't my choice to get rid of it.
Yeah.
It was my dear parents.
Yeah.
If it was up to me, then I would still have every single piece of it. But sad times.
Were they fed up with walking on it?
Yeah. All the scars are still there.
Well, mate, in a few years you'll be old enough. Just go. You can start collecting your own stuff again. It'll be fine. You'll get through this. We're here to support you if you need it. Okay.
There will be a day when you have a job and a little bit of disposable income, and to
be fair, a lot of disposable income is Lego we're talking about here.
Yeah, you do need quite a lot. But you'll go through a couple of phases of, hang on, I can have anything I want to eat, and then you'll have ice cream for breakfast one day, and it's just because you can. And nobody can tell you not to. By the way, do that tomorrow. That'd be amazing. Tell your parents I said. It'll be fine. They'll be fine with it. And then you'll be walking past the Lego store, or you'll just reminisce about it one day, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I can, and I will. And then you go in and buy some, and then it'll all start all over again. It'll be brilliant. You should get one of these kits that Andy's been getting, like the self-made ones. I think that's a great place to start nowadays.
Hang about. I'll just throw a link to where I got the Blade Runner spinner in the chat. Ta-da!
I like
that's just one of the companies. There's loads of them.
Yeah, I do like the idea of that.
Yeah, they've got the Jurassic Park Jeeps at the minute on this site. Insanely fucking expensive. I don't know why they're that fucking expensive, but that's Lego for you.
They do have some crazy prices now.
Yeah. Well, it's the original Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon, which is the big one, had like 2,000 pieces in, I think it was. When it came out, it cost, I believe, about £150 to £200. If you can find that now, boxed, mint condition, is worth upwards of £5,000.
Wow.
Yeah. All I want to know is what sort of monster buys that kit and doesn't make it, though. Because there's something wrong with that person.
That's dedication there.
That's not dedication, that's mental illness.
No, that's someone who could afford to buy 2 boxes. One to open and one not to open.
Yeah.
One day.
I once had the opportunity to buy the Ultimate Collector Series Star Destroyer. Desperately wanted it, but it was £300 and I just didn't have the money at the time. Missed the opportunity, and now they're thousands of pounds now.
Yeah.
It's just like,
have you seen the YouTube video? Is it the Star Destroyer or the Executor that they build?
What, when they crash into the Death Star?
Oh no, I've seen that, and that is just horrible. Stupid people that did that.
Yeah.
No, there's a guy. He's pretty much in his pants for most of it, and he's just building a Star Destroyer, and he just films himself building it. And then once it's built, okay, yeah, it goes on the shelf. Wasn't that tested that they destroyed the Star Destroyer?
It was tested where they destroyed it, yeah.
And they threw a Star Destroyer into a Lego Death Star.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. The Death Star is £275.
Yeah.
Many figures. You can't even get people with it.
You don't get people with it?
No.
You do with the yeah, you do. It's a playset thing. You do get them with the Oh wait, you're talking about Death Star. I don't know about Death Star. I know with the Star Destroyers you do.
I don't know. It says on the label, it says no minifigures, but on the picture, it seems to be people inside it.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure they did. They came with play sets, but yeah. So I'm looking at the Star Destroyer box now, and I'm just going, I want it. I want it. It tasks me. It tasks me.
Oh my gosh, there's another Death Star here for £800.
That's more like it. That
seems to be
that's the Lego we all know and love.
Yeah, I'm thinking £200. That's a little bit cheap.
That sounds reasonable. Yeah. It's just, oh wait, no, there you go.
Yeah, that's.
Did you know that there's a Lego store opening in Leicester Square?
Okay, whereabouts? Well, I didn't say whereabouts. Leicester Square, of course.
Leicester Square, opposite M&M's World. But it's a big one, and I'm just like, I'm hoping they have some like rarer kits in there I can just go and buy. Yeah, I want to buy.
It'd just be the Lego version of the M&M's World, though, isn't it? Because you can get anything in that M&M's World.
You can't get the really good dark chocolate peanut M&Ms that you can get in France in that M&M's World, so it can fuck itself up the fucking ass.
You can't, but you can buy M&M's laces. My daughter came out of there with laces and straight away removed her laces from her trainers and put them in. Which I found, and then I got what did they buy me? I think they spent about £50 on merchandise in that place, and they gave me a Star Wars M&M's a keyring, I think it was. Flipping hell! But the person in front of them spent over £400 on merchandise in there. And it was just, it's alright, it's fine, it's just M&M stuff, isn't it? But you can easily do that in Lego. I've been into many stores, and it's so hard. You know how we go into Forbidden Planet and we'll walk around there, and it's really hard. I want that. 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 It's. I get the same sort of thing. Of I see Ferrari stuff and I want to buy that. Then I see Jurassic Park stuff and Harry Potter stuff and the Star Wars stuff and pretty much anything. I saw a castle the other day, and it took me back to being a kid with Lego castles. And
Lego pirates as well.
Lego cowboys. There was a cowboy thing as well, wasn't it? It's the basic...
Well, it's the same horses from the castle set, but yeah.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't have any crossbreeding or anything like that. That just
no. We don't encourage that sort of shit, no. Yeah. I've just looked on eBay, and the Ultimate Collector Star Destroyer, the cheapest one I can see, has 0 bids. 6 days left to go, and is £600. Bastards.
That's just out of price range, isn't it? Is that unopened as well, or is that opened and then?
That's opened
and then put back into bags.
Yeah.
I bet it's not even in bags. I bet it's just in the box.
Oh yeah, it's probably just poured into the box. Yeah.
Heathens. Heathens.
Fucking Philistines. First thing I do when I build a fucking time machine is go back and buy one of those.
Oh god, yes, yeah. Well, I think
after I've done that, I'll suddenly realise I have a time machine and go and cause real havoc. But the first thing will be fucking Lego.
I think the first thing I'd do is not tell my mum to get rid of all our stuff down the charity shops.
Rookie mistake, mate.
I think there was one day where she took all the Lego, because we had a massive tub of it, just random stuff. It had all the Technic Lego in there as well. And
Technic Lego's so good.
Yeah, and she took it and gave it to the charity shop, along with all the Star Wars stuff that I had, all the AT-ATs, the Millennium Falcon, all the men, pretty much most of the men. I think I managed to salvage a couple under my pillow. So I not all of it went, but the majority of it went. And that all went to cancer research. So I was saving lives, but I was also crying at the same time.
Yeah, but you died inside.
I did a little bit, yeah. Right, this is getting dark.
I was going to say, we're going to dark places there.
Yeah, right, okay. Yeah. On the live at the moment, Pieman says Lego Pirates were great.
They were indeed.
I think he's...
Expensive, though. Bloody expensive as well.
Yeah, I like the idea of the pirates. I think that's quite cool. I think when we come back, we should talk about the kits that you can get. And the kits we remember. Why not?
Our favourite kits and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We've only got 5 minutes left on this anyway, so we'll wrap it up in some sort of fashion, and then we'll come back for another session.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I'm just going through all the other stuff as well. You put your things in there. Doreen says she didn't realise Lego came with instructions until I was around 18. Wow. That's a long 18 years, isn't it?
That's how it's meant to be done, though, isn't it? You know, big boxes full of Lego. You know, just kind of random piles.
Nathan, when you got the Millennium Falcon, was there any instructions to build anything else with it, or was it just the Millennium Falcon? Just
the Falcon.
Right. And was there any other pictures of? Oh, you can also build this.
No. Just the instructions for the Millennium Falcon.
That's so bad.
Yeah. I think it's that way with all the licensed stuff, though.
They just want you to build that sort of stuff, and that's it. No more.
Yeah, basically. Or at least they only give you the instructions to build that stuff.
Well, Lego, from what I remember, they had the instructions to build the main projects that you got.
Yeah,
but then
they
you'd
had
also,
pictures, didn't they?
Yeah, you'd also have pictures of other stuff that you could build from the same kit, and you had to work it out, and that was the good stuff to come along from that. I thought that was the fun I had with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was the best stuff.
Yeah. Right, okay. Well, we're down to 3 minutes. What we'll do, we'll wrap it up here for this half. Thank you, Nathan, for joining us. We're going to kick you off in a minute. Hope you don't mind.
Because it's nearly your bedtime, mate. You know, you got school in the morning.
Yeah. Have you done all your homework?
I have done none of my homework.
Good lad.
Good lad. Yes.
Keep up like that, and you too will be doing a podcast to literally tens of people.
Well, let's not get ambitious here, mate. Took you a long time to get to tens of people.
It did, yes. That was hard work, and you know you have to actually put episodes out to get them tens of people as well. So I'm working on it. I'll get there soon. Have you got any tests?
Oh, no way! I just broke my watch.
Oh.
Whoops.
What a damp squid to leave him on. Damn.
Will Nathan get his watch fixed? Tune in next week.
Right, yeah, Nathan.
This is why everyone's coming back to your second half.
Yeah, definitely. Have you got anything else to say before I cut you off?
Can I do a shameless plug?
Shameless plug. Go on then.
Go on, he's just a kid.
On. Yeah.
You can go like my band One Sprouts on Facebook. Thank you very much.
One Sprouts?
One Sprout.
Oh, One Sprout.
Yes.
And what music do you play in One Sprout?
It is jazz/funk.
Oh, okay.
And we don't like pop songs.
You don't like... Is it all original material?
Yes.
That's good. I applaud that. That's good. Have you got a SoundCloud or anything like that people can go along to?
I only just found out about SoundCloud today, but I'm going to make one.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Make a SoundCloud, give us the link, and I'll put it in the show notes, and I'll pimp it next time we're out as well.
Thank you very much.
All right. Anything else?
No.
Good.
Thank you very much.
I'm cutting you off then. See you later, mate. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, bye.
And he disappears just like that. Badunk. Right. Yeah, I think it's time to wrap this first half up. We will be more collected and more succinct next time round. We'll be back.
I wouldn't make promises like that.
Okay, yeah. Damn you. Right. People in chat, we'll be back in around about 15 minutes. Apologies for all the technical disaster that we had at the very start of the show. And fingers crossed the next hour-ish will be smoother and silkier than the last. So thank you very much, and we'll see you very, very soon. Welcome back, everyone. We are still here talking about Lego. Sorry about
15, no. I mean, 15.
I know, 15.
How is he old enough to use a computer?
Oh, flipping hell. I bet he could program my VCR still. Flipping hell.
You still got a VCR?
I have, yes. It's in the loft, but I'd imagine he'd still be. And it has a remote control or a button to go along with it.
Or a clicker.
Oh, yeah, people call it clickers as well, don't they? Anyway, we're car crashing straight away. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry, apologies for the first half of that show where it was a total car crash. Thank you to Nathan for phoning in. That was amazing. And hopefully it will be a steady ship from now on.
I wouldn't put money on that.
Oh, good. No. It won't be a steady ship, but I've got to say these words to maybe emphasize that it might be a steady ship from now on.
There's a chance it might happen.
Well, if it happens, then it was meant to happen. If it doesn't happen, then let's fall back on the it's a Shonky Lab type thing.
Yes.
So, where would you like to continue this Lego speaking, I suppose? Technic Lego or somewhere else?
I'll tell you what was your favourite Lego set when you were a kid? Or do you have one you remember? It's like, it's my favourite Lego. Or...
The one I really do remember getting, it was for maybe 14th birthday, I think it was. Around that sort of time. It was for a birthday, and it was Technic Lego. And it was my first kit of Technic Lego. It was a car.
Grown-up Lego.
Yeah. I went round to my cousin's one year, and it was my cousin John's birthday. No, he just had his birthday. I think he'd just turned 13, and he's a couple of years older than me. Mm-hmm. And his friend Spencer had his 13th birthday, and for all of their birthdays, they got Technic Lego, and it was the brand new thing to come out. Technic Lego was the Lego to have, and it was all the parts still hadn't been made or realised, but you had the gearing systems, and you had the black arms and everything that goes along with it, the blocks with the holes in the middle of it. And I remember I wasn't allowed to play with it, and so they said, no, you're not allowed to play with the Technic Lego. Here's a big bucket of old Lego, you can play with that. And then I sat through for the rest of the night going, I want to play with Technic Lego. I don't want to play with this stuff. This stuff's rubbish. I want the Technic stuff. And so from that moment on, I was probably about 9 at the time, I wanted Technic Lego. And it was until around about my 13th, 14th birthday that I got my first Technic Lego set. And it was a red car. And on the back, you could turn it into a buggy as well. And the amount of fun I had just building that, because it had, it came along with a special part, which was the engine block. And you had a square piston that would pump up and down. Just solely one piston that would pump up and down. Mm-hmm. And that was just amazing. And the fact that I could turn the steering wheel as well, because it had a rack and pinion in it. It was just brilliant. So that was one that I really did love. A couple of years ago, the kids bought me a Formula 1 car out of Technic Lego.
Oh, was it the silver one?
Yes. Yeah.
I had the same one.
Groove
tyres.
Groove tyres, it's a big thing. And it's all geared, and you can...
The engine all works, doesn't it?
The engine works, or you push a lever, and then instead of the engine turning over, as you drive it, the cover lifts up. Mm-hmm. It's a real nice kit. And I think that's in the loft at the moment, but it's still all built.
No, I've got mine in the... Because... I ran out of shelf space, so I did take that apart and put it in the loft. But I've still got that. I've also got a Technic. It was the sports car with the gull-wing doors. That was red.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The big Lego Technic one. That was awesome. That had a working gearbox sounded.
Really?
Yeah. 5-speed gearbox you had to build. It's awesome.
Oh, I like the idea of that.
Technic Lego, proper quality. I'll see if I can find a picture of it. The first Technic kit I had... I can't remember exactly how old I was. I think I was probably, like 12, 14, that sort of age range. And it was a yellow seaplane, but it would also become a space shuttle. Oh. That was the alternate. And that was really cool. And again, it was like, I had it when I was young, but it was like made, but it was then like taken apart and put on a box on the top of a wardrobe out of my reach, so I didn't lose the parts for it. All the rest of the Lego just went in a big box because, whatever. But the Technic stuff was all put away, and, that's grown-up stuff, that is. It's like, oh, okay, well, fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Technic stuff was just beyond belief, really, wasn't it? It was such an innovation. It was.
Yeah.
You had your normal Lego, then they brought out lights and sound, and that was a major thing when lights and sound came out.
There was some where you had like the you had like there were normal bricks, but had like metal connectors on there, and then you could run circuits. So you had like LEDs and sounds and all that flashing. Because I had the Lego monorail.
Oh, you lucky git!
I've still got it somewhere in my loft. I'm just going to put in the chat. This is the sports car I had.
I need to see this then.
It's in the chat now. But yeah, I had that.
Oh, nice.
And I've still got it. It's still in the box up in the loft somewhere. Yeah, it was properly nice.
That's nice, but it comes with flexible.
Yeah,
framing.
The bodywork kind of cheats, but the chassis, the mechanics of it, all proper Lego. The suspension all worked on it. And strangely enough, if you think about how modern cars are built, where the body is just like the fiberglass shell and the rest is in the chassis, kind of representative of that.
It almost looks like a Porsche with a Ferrari front end.
I thought the front was very Aston Martin-ish.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I suppose it is more Aston Martin.
Yeah.
It's just the boot looks very Porsche.
Yeah.
And the engines in the front.
All right, there's another picture. I'll just stick in the old chatteroo.
See, that's what I don't like about Lego when they cheat like that with the framing.
Yeah. Oh, the one I've just posted, it's the alternate mode where you can have it be a convertible.
Oh, that's amazing! I love that. That's so cool. I love the fact that they put a yellow fan at the front as well, just to indicate that it has got some sort of heating system in there.
Oh, absolutely. How else are you going to know? That Formula One car, they did it as a Ferrari variant for a while, didn't they? Because I remember Ross Brawn had it in his office at Ferrari.
Did they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the Technic Formula One car. They did. I think you could only buy it for the Ferrari store as well, but it was done with the red pieces instead of the silver ones. So.
Right. Hang on. Mr. Pie Man has put a picture in the chat. He said his one was a bit more basic. That's still cool. He's like a Jeep with like a dune buggy type thing, 2-seater dune buggy. There's a lot of gearing going on there. There's rack and pinions in the middle, as I can see, and an engine at the back, which it still looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean that kit I had was supposedly the uprated version of this because they went through a period of upgrading their kits for a while. I think that one also had the dipping headlights,
right?
If I remember correctly.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I remember that. It was something the big kids had,
Yeah, Technic was a next step up, really, wasn't it? I did build a lift out of one, which I really regret. I was
going to say that seems to have steered you wrong, mate.
Yeah, I had Technic Lego and Lego all in one box, and I think I was bored one wet and rainy Sunday morning, and I wanted to work out how to get Star Wars men up my radiator. Ooh, misses. And
she said.
I built this lift, which used all the cogs, and because you got string with Lego every now and then, black string, like nylon string.
Yeah, I know the stuff you meant, yeah.
And I built a little box, and that was the lift itself, and then I built like a motor room at the top, and that hooked over the top of the radiator with using the Technic Lego to use as like hooks that went down the back. And it did work. It works really, really well. But I really do regret building that sort of thing. I really do. But one thing I did want to ask, what sort of steps do you remember of Lego making? Because I can remember a few steps that they've made in progress, shall we say.
What do you mean, steps?
Okay, well, you had your basic Lego, and that was
right. Yeah.
It was like that forever and a day that I remember.
Oh, I remember when the first Lego space sets came out, which I think was in the late 80s.
Yep.
Mid to late 80s. I remember seeing the space and being massively excited. And in fact, one of the things that's quite weird is, Benny's spaceship from a Lego movie. which I know you love, but we'll come to that later. But you know that
I did
is
have
that blue
that
spaceship. Yeah. Well, I remember having the original blue Lego spaceship, but I remembered it being how it was presented in the Lego movie. It was only later on when I looked online and I found pictures of how it used to be that I realized, oh wait, no, those rose tinted specs were fucking cool to me. Because it's for me, the best space Lego was the second wave stuff, where it was the mostly white ones that the monorail came with.
Yeah.
So I had the monorail. I had this one cool little space cruiser thing where you had these two little pods which came off the sides like the little wings, and it connected up, and that was cool. It was all like white Lego with black accents and the blue glass. That was like the color scheme for it all.
Right.
And that stuff was all awesome. But yeah, I remember those. I remember when you could get the castles. There was medieval stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates came, I think, about the early 90s. And then after that, it started getting a bit silly. You started getting that. Was it Bionicle?
Where there were the robots and
it was the
undersea
robot stuff. And also, I was kind of at that age then where it wasn't cool or fun to be playing with Lego.
Yeah.
So, because everyone goes through that period where you're too cool to play with toys and stuff like that. So, I went through a period of just not being interested in Lego. So the last set I remember buying from that sort of period was we did some underwater Lego. There was like a yellow submersible thing. I remember that. But yeah, I only really came back to Lego after that in the early 2000s sometime when they started doing the Star Warsy stuff.
Okay. Yeah, throughout the ages that I've had Lego, there's certain steps that it's taken for me. And you had the bog standard stuff, which was really basic, but you could pretty much build anything you wanted. If you had an imagination, you could build it.
Yeah.
And I remember, because I wasn't a fan of Star Trek, and I'm not a fan of Star Trek as well, but
Give it time.
It was around me. My dad liked it, and we watched some movies of it. And I can't remember what film it was, but I think it was the motion picture, which was quite big in our household. And you have the Warbird. Is that right? What's the green one with the top hat ship and the wings?
That's the Katinga class.
Right.
Oh, but one of the wings is the Bird of Prey, which was from Star Trek 3.
Right, okay. What was the one in the motion picture then? Long neck.
The Klingon, the Katinga class.
Right. I used to build that religiously. I used to get the stuff.
Nice.
I knew how to build it, and I just used to build it more and more. And one thing I hated is having. I always wanted it the same on either side. It was the OCD thing that kicked into me. So if I had a blue square over there or a blue slidey bit on that side, I needed a blue slidey bit on the other side so it would balance out. If I had different colours on either side of the ship, it'd feel all awkward, and I didn't like
it's
that.
wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong, yeah.
Yeah, it's not right at all. And I would put the 4 length or the 8 length sloped blocks together to build like engines on either side. And so I'd always have red engines, which is pretty much from a roof. But then that was all the basic stuff. Then there was a massive step of where they had the quick fit wheels. And it was all the rage of buying a car, and you can have these removable wheels really quickly. Instead of the solid state ones where you had the flat square in the middle and the two wheels were joined with a metal rod. I think somewhere along the line there was a balance.
They could plug them on and off, couldn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, you could take them off and change them, and it was brilliant. And if you didn't have them, you were a bit of a loser. But I think there was a balancing act between, okay, kids are going to swallow these wheels, or they're going to swallow the big metal spike in between the two wheels. And I think there was a deciding factor of how would they rather have kids die. And kids dying choking on Lego wheels is more acceptable than having a big metal spike go down their throat, I think. Not saying that anyone did die from that. That's just alleged and just me guessing. I don't remember anyone
You're just
dying.
assuming it must have happened, but yeah. I don't recall it happening either, but we never know.
No. But someone has swallowed a Lego wheel, crying out loud. If it hasn't
Oh,
happened,
I'm sure they've swallowed whole Lego sets in their time, but that's just the way of it.
Then you had the lights and sound, which we mentioned earlier. I never had any of that. I think that's
Did you not?
No, I think that's more to do with my parents going, "Fuck that, we ain't having that around us."
We're not having that because you got these little. It was this disc which would plug on, and as you turned it, it would make different sounds. It would get quite irritating.
Yeah. Then I think there was motorized stuff as well.
Yeah, there was the stuff where you get with motors, a little 9-volt battery in a square box, and you could have motor stuff all connected onto it.
Yeah.
I also remember they had. I remember it was a grey. One of the kits was a tanker truck because the controller was like the tanker part of the truck. You know, it was grey, kind of. A long oval shape, and that had like a forward backward remote control motor in the thing.
Yeah,
that was quite expensive as I was cool though.
Yeah, I didn't have anything like that. There was just no way that we could afford anything like that. There was robotic themed stuff as well. Yeah, and like you say, it kind of got a bit blurry in the 90s for me, where it got
a little silly, didn't it?
I went through the age of I'm a little bit too old for this. Mm-hmm. Same sort of period that I stopped listening to audiobooks as well.
Yeah.
By the way, I listened to Seven Eves. I've got
good man. We're going to have to talk about that later.
Yeah, that's really good. I really enjoyed that.
Mate, we're having a fucking conversation about that later.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, for anyone listening, if you haven't listened or read the book Seven Eves, I can't remember who it's by though.
It's fuck! Now you put me on a fucking spot. I fucking forgotten all of a sudden.
I can't remember. Hang on. To Google.
Seven Eves is by Neil Stevenson.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yes,
I would highly recommend it. I'm sure Andy would highly recommend it as well.
Ooh. If you don't want me on next week, fine. But let's do a Shonky Lab book review.
On Seven Eves?
Yes.
Okay.
Or if not, I'll get you on Space Dock. We'll do one over there, but we're going to fucking talk about that book.
I don't mind talking, but we can do it on Space Dock if you don't mind. I suppose it'd suit Space Dock more, wouldn't it?
Yes, it probably would.
There we go. A mini
Yes, we'll do this on. Yes, mini-sode. Woohoo!
There you go. You got one in the bag already. Where was I? I can't remember now. It was the same sort of time that I was losing love of audiobooks, that Lego kind of went out of my life, and the Star Wars figures went out of my life, and the G.I. Joes went out of my life, and
It's that period where you're too cool for toys, isn't it? Or you think you are. You
think you're a little bit too cool for toys. You want to go out more. You want to see girls more, and you're just venturing out a little bit more than what you were before, and you don't want to be seen playing with that stuff. You want to play with it, but it's not cool to play with it. So I didn't, and I kind of followed the lead on that.
It reminds me of a quote I saw once, and it goes, "When I was a child, I played with childish things, but now I am a man, I put my childish things away." To which I like to add the addendum, but I'll take them out when I get there.
Yes. Oh, certainly, definitely. Trying to think what else I had. I can't remember what else I had. I had a little bit of Lego City.
I'm pretty sure, because I've still got all my Lego from when I was a kid. And I've actually also got all my brother's Lego from when he was a kid. But he doesn't know that, and he doesn't listen to this, so that's fine. But anyway, I've got large amounts of Lego up in my loft. Because one of the things we used to do was, we wouldn't keep the boxes because it's just not practical. But we would keep the instruction manuals, and we had like a folder, like a loose leaf folder, which we just put all the instruction manuals into it. And I always remember, sometimes I just feel like I'm just going to build some Lego, and you get the big box down, just pour it out into the middle of the floor. I'd put some towels down actually, and I'd pour it down into the middle of the towels and just make some Lego. Because then when it came time to put it all away, just pick up a towel and pour it back into the box.
My mum used to make me pour it into towels.
It was just easier to pick it up again afterwards and dump it back in the box.
It makes
Otherwise,
sense
you're like
now.
shoving it. Yeah.
I just hated the fact of, I've got to get towels out. I don't want to get towels out. But yeah, I suppose thinking about it, it makes a lot of sense.
It does. It does. What's strange though is, because again, I still to this day, the best present someone can buy me for birthdays or Christmas is a Lego set, like a good Lego set. Because fucking love making Lego. I actually find it kind of therapeutic. You know, it's kind of nice and meditative. You know, because I clear my desk and I do something called knolling. Do you know what knolling is?
It's where you set it all out, isn't it?
It's where you do that really fucking OCD thing where you just lay all the pieces out in like nice, neat columns and rows. And, you know, Kid Andy would have looked at this and gone, what the hell is wrong with you, you crazy old man? What the hell are you doing? Like, it would have been tearing his hair out because, you know, the fun was the whole kind of like just sieving backwards and forwards. But I find it really, really fucking relaxing to just sit there and lay all this Lego out and then very quickly put the thing together once that's all done.
I can't do that.
It sounds weird. And when I first heard about it, I thought, no, it's just not for me. But I did it once and it was just like, it was so fucking zen, man. It was so fucking zen. I loved it.
But you say that takes a lot of time to set it all out, but it also...
but it takes about as much time, though, as I think just digging through for the part anyway. But it's you're just shifting the time thing.
See, I like getting all the bags now because they'll all come in bags numbered, and you have to work your way through the numbered bags. And once you finish with that bag, then you move on to bag 2 and bag 3.
Yes.
And I would rather just rip them all open and have a little pile in front of me because there's nothing quite like the sound of Lego being dug through. That
is true, but that you can't beat that sound.
No, I mean, that is. It's there's something about it that
it's a visceral sound, isn't it? It's
like rain.
That sound of
and that's what I like, and like tipping the box out of Lego, and it's got that certain sound, and then digging through it. It's just brilliant. And
I mean, when you can't find the piece, you pour it all back into a box and pour it out again to see if you had more luck that time.
I saw it somewhere. I've definitely got one of these.
I've fucking seen it. I know it's in here somewhere.
Yeah, I have it. There is. Nobody touch it. Nobody help me because I know where it is. And you will spend hours just digging around for that, and then the joy and relief at the same time of finding that piece, and you think, oh, yes, there it is. I knew it was in there somewhere.
No, look, I'm not denying that. I get that. I do, and I really enjoy it. But I've just found for me, it's just a way to just. It's a meditative thing. Like I said, I can just sit there and happily lay these pieces out, sort of thing. You know, listen to some music or an audiobook or something like that, and it chills me the fuck out, man.
But okay, with the knolling, you say that it takes just as much time as digging through, but the building of the model, once it's all set out and all the pieces are set out, because you've shown me photos of you building, I think it was the Wall-E thing.
Yeah.
And you sent me some photos of, guess what I'm building, or guess what I got in front of me. And if you're building it quicker, I think that takes away a little bit of the fun. Because
the thing is, though, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do this. Because honestly, I've had immense fun doing it the other way as well. And again, when I get my Lego out of a loft or some of those kits which aren't like that, that is a case of you've got to dig through it. But with the Wall-E or the TARDIS one, those ones I found that when you start actually, once it's all laid out and then you start doing it, that's the release. That's what I've been fucking building to, and it goes together really quickly. And you're right. With all Lego, once it's built, I'm no longer interested in it. I'm bored now. I mean, it'll sit on my shelf quite happily if it's not too big.
Mm.
But no, the fun of it is building it. It's like I desperately want to get the Ghostbusters Firehouse. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I have. I've seen that in the shops. I've seen that in Toys R Us.
I desperately want that. If anyone really fucking loves me, it's my birthday on November the 14th. I'm just saying. But I fucking want that. Really want that. Right. But I'm once I've got it,
how much that is.
Don't look. You don't love me that much. I know that much for sure. Anyway, it's I'd have so much joy building it, like you wouldn't believe. But once it was built, it would be like, it's done. It's done now. And that stuff. It's the same when I'm building an Airfix kit or a model or something like that. I love building it. The process of building it and making it is what for me is the most fun. And then when it's finished, it's like, oh, it's done.
Yeah, it goes on the shelf, doesn't it?
It goes on the shelf and it just sits there and it's just like, yeah.
Station. Hang on, I'm typing this into Amazon to find out how much it would be.
The Firehouse.
Right. It is the Firehouse headquarters. It's £327.
I think we should start a Patreon for that.
Why not? Why not? I can't remember what I was going to say about that. It is nice. Yeah. Because there's people that build the whole cities as well, because you can buy pretty much any building now, can't you?
Well, you can buy any building, but you can also just buy any part. I mean, that's the other thing with Lego. If you go to Legoland or the bigger Lego stores and all that, they have just giant bins full of odd parts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pick and mix. You know, want one of those. And you get these Lego CAD programs now where you can kind of design and build your own custom models, what have you. And then afterwards, you get your own instructions on how to build this. And you can just send away and saying, I need these parts. You know, just pay for the bits you need.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I might... Oh, damn you. I'm going to end up on that now, aren't I? Flipping out. It is tempting. It is very tempting. I can't remember what I was going to say. There were so many things I was going to say about that. You mentioned the Airfix and building like models.
Airfix. Well, I love building me plastic model kits. You've seen those, haven't you?
Yes. Airfix now do their own version of Lego.
Yeah, I heard about this when you mentioned it earlier, but I had never seen them until I looked them up online. I don't see the point.
I don't see the point. I see the point because Lego is a massive thing. The Airfix call them quick build.
Yeah.
I'm just going to grab a picture of it and I'll put it up in the chat for everyone in the chat there. They call it quick build. I see why. I personally wouldn't buy it though.
Well, they used to. I mean, Revel still do snap together kits, which are plastic model kits where you snap them together. They're pre-painted. Fine, you're done. But I mean, with these, they hide all of the actual connecting studs internally.
Yeah.
And it's pure custom pieces, obviously. So it's just a bit. I just don't quite. I mean, because the thing is with Lego is the patents have all expired at this point. So that's why you have so many knockoffs. You got Airfix doing these things. You have Mega Bloks was the other big one.
Yep.
And Mega Bloks do they've got the license for Halo and for Star Trek and other bits and pieces. But what sets Mega Bloks apart from Lego is it's a lot more military based. It's a lot more. You get attack helicopters and tanks and fighter jets.
Tanks, Apaches, British Army stuff, Halo stuff as well, don't you?
Which one thing Lego's never really gone in for is military and guns. I mean, you got space blasters, but we were just saying while we were off air, I don't think they did guns for the pirates or the cowboy stuff.
Well,
I don't think Lego did guns.
They had cannons.
They had cannons, yeah, but I don't think they did handguns.
I'm sure they did revolvers, because my Rick Grimes, he came with an axe and a revolver.
But wasn't that a custom figure?
I'm sure it was a custom figure, but it rings a bell because I think on the Lego Cities, the fire brigade would come along with an axe, and so that would be they wouldn't need to build that, so that would be a weapon of such.
And when I say weapons, I am talking largely about guns. It's just you never got soldier Lego kits or anything like that. You never, even the police all had walkie-talkies, remember?
Yes. Massive walkie-talkies that you'd never be able to carol.
Massive walkie-talkies which you would beat the guy to death with, but...
Yeah, double insulated, but flipping hell, they're fucking huge.
And even like the space stuff and the Star Wars stuff, you get blasters, but they're space blasters. You know, they're obviously, not real guns. And I think that's just a policy of Lego, is to not do realistic firearms with their toys, because they've never really gone in for the violent sort of stuff,
Yeah, there's fun to the violence. There's something childish about cowboys and Indians, or
Yeah. There's an innocence to it.
knights and like the black armored knights and the white armored knights and the silver armored knights. There's a childishness about that. The Lego City stuff. The burglars always had the black and white striped stuff.
Yeah, the bag of swag and everything.
Yeah. They never really. It's very much like Nintendo, really, isn't it? They don't go for that sort of stuff.
Certainly, the Lego's own stuff is still. I mean, the licensed stuff, fine, like Star Wars. They have blasters or what have you. And Pieman was just saying that the pirates had big Darth flintlocks, which again, not really. It's not like they've got AK-47s and stuff like that, do they? But the Lego's own stuff, so Lego City and things like that, generally were much more, for lack of a better word, wholesome. It was Lego Police Station, Lego Fire Station. I had the Fire Station, by the way, which was awesome because it had a massive rolling shutter and the fire engines came out. It was so cool.
Man. I just want to come around your house and play Lego.
Next time you come over, mate, I'll fucking have a laugh, man.
I will hold you to that as well.
Oh man, by all means, mate. By all fucking means.
Yeah. Anything that what sort of Lego stuff disappoints you now, though? When you see it, it just makes you cringe a little bit.
Well, I mean, it's not so much disappoints me, but again, I went into Forbidden Planet just this last week with Darren, and they have these Star Wars figure Legos, which are like these large scale figures of like Captain Phasma or Rey or all that sort of thing, and they just. They remind me of those Bionicle robots. They just don't do it for me.
Yeah.
For me, the Lego worked best when it was, like a building, like a playset sort of thing, or a vehicle. And, you had the minifigs, but that was kind of it. I just don't see the point of those giant figures. It's not to say there's a problem with them, and if that's what people are into, that's fine. I mean, they had a gorgeous fucking Lego TIE Fighter there. It was insanely expensive. So I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
Which is irritating. But, if it was cheaper, I'd have bought it in a heartbeat. But those figures, I just don't see the point of those myself. Because they're not good figures, if you know what I'm saying. They're obviously Lego. But equally so, they're not fun to build or look at, if you know what I'm saying.
They have ball joint movement points, don't they? Articulation points.
Yeah, so it just seemed like I just don't see the point of those. But again, it's fine if people enjoy them. It's not for me to judge, but there's that. Also, these days I don't see the point in the really tiny kits. When I was a kid, I totally got the point of them because it's a tiny bit of Lego. It was awesome. Just put it in the pile and it was loads of fun. But like I said, for me, what gives me the most enjoyment now is building Lego, and I want to get a good half a day out of building something. And those little, they're like a £5 to £10 sets. I can have that built in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'm done with it.
You need a good weekend off a kit, really, don't you?
Oh yeah, I want, a good. Yeah, I mean, again, I've got Benny's spaceship. That was a good day and a half. I've got the most recent Millennium Falcon kit. That was, again, a good 2 days. Wally was a day. The TARDIS was a day. Again, I just want to be able to sit down, put some music on and just, build me some fucking Legos. And you just don't get that with the smaller kits because they're just, it's a cheap hit, man. It's a cheap hit.
Yeah. My daughter, she loves the Lego Friends.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a whole new range. Maybe it's a couple of years old, but there is, to me, a whole new range of Lego that is designed and I suppose they're looking for the girly market.
Yeah.
Which, to me, Lego is just a toy for all sexes, all ages, everyone.
Absolutely. Of all the toys, that was the most. I mean, hang on, let me just see if I can find that thing I sent over earlier. But carry on while I.
Well, now they have these Lego Friends, and the people in there are bigger than the minifigs that we can get normally. they have different kits. The kits are... My daughter loves them because she loves horses, and so the horses are designed differently to the normal, very stagnant Lego horses that we had as a child.
Yeah.
But they are nice kits. They're well-designed kits. They work well. But she has such a mind where she can have... We bought her a boat, a nice big boat. It is a really beautiful thing. And we're thinking, okay, right, well, she's going to get at least a weekend out of this. This will be brilliant. And she sat down, and it was done within like 3 hours. Maybe 2 hours. And we're like, okay, you're going to go upstairs and do some Lego? Or, oh, no, I've already done it. Oh. Right. And then it just slides under the bed. Never to be brought out ever again.
My favourite memories of Christmas Day used to be if I'd get a Lego set, a good Lego set, and then I would sit cross-legged in the living room, TV's on, playing the crap that you get on Christmas Day, because I didn't care, just immersed in my Lego set. Because and the worst bit was when it was time for Christmas dinner, and I have to leave. It's like, no, but it's not finished yet. I have to finish this. But no, I have to go and be fucking celebrate because I don't want to. I want to build my Lego, damn it. So yeah. But just going back to what you were saying about, stuff for daughters. Recently someone posted this thing. I just stuck it in the chat. It's a note which was included in sets in 1974, I believe. And it says, to parents, the urge to create is equally strong in all children. Boys and girls, it's imagination that counts, not skill. You build whatever comes to your head, the way you want it. A bed or a truck, a doll's house or a spaceship. A lot of boys like doll's houses. They're more human than spaceships. A lot of girls prefer spaceships. They're more exciting than doll's houses. The most important thing is to put the right material in their hands and let them create whatever appeals to them. That's fucking awesome. And that was in 1974. It's like, more of that, please.
That should be written on big, bold letters on the boxes nowadays. But isn't it sad that we have to write that on the boxes or in the boxes?
It is, but again, it's things like how one thing you can say about Lego is generally, you don't get, okay, maybe this stuff you're talking about now, but at least as I remember, you didn't have like bright pink and bright blue boxes differentiating between boys and girls stuff. The Lego medieval sets and the Lego city sets were just like, for whatever, boys or girls, it didn't really matter. But yeah, that's kind of the way that is there. So Steve Bob's just put a thing in the chat with alternatives to Legos and Meccano. Think about Meccano though. Meccano was bloody, you needed a fucking engineering degree to make that stuff work.
Meccano I can do. I think I went through a phase of it being a little bit fiddly for me. I can do that. I've got no problems in that, and I have built stuff. Good thing about Meccano is you can bend it, and it's designed to be bent as well.
I just always remember seeing really intricate stuff people had made because they had like £1,000 worth of Meccano, and I didn't. I had like a £20 starter set. So as soon as I realised I couldn't build the awesome thing, I was like, and I'm not interested.
Yeah, I've just reminded myself, talking about it's meant to be bent. I don't think Meccano is meant to be bent because you do get bent shapes for it. But sometimes you go round to a friend's house and they'd be making sets. They'll just be constructing their own little spaceships or fire engines or whatever they just wanted to build something out of Lego. And when they couldn't find the correct size piece, God knows why, and it bugs the living shit out of me, but they would crack their Lego in half. Now, I'm not talking about the big bricks, the flat, thin bricks that we can get.
I know the ones you mean, yeah.
And let's say it's like an 8x8 square, and they need an 8x6. They would actually break their kit.
The monsters!
And
why?
I'd be digging through their stuff, and you'd find this broken small piece, and you think, someone's broken that. Oh yeah, we needed that to fit. What? Why would you do that? I would get in so much trouble for breaking that stuff when I was a kid. I would tell my kids off for breaking it now. It's not, you don't do that. You engineer something to fit that space instead. That is the whole idea.
Yeah.
That is using your imagination, not just.
That's just
break
wrong.
But I've seen it. I've seen it many times as well, and it fucking annoyed me.
You don't want to hang out with those sort of people, no.
No, that stopped a long time ago. Yeah, I just want to go back to Steve Bob and what he's. Oh, and Pieman said that his daughter loves Lego Friends and Lego Elves. I don't know what Lego Elves are. I'm gonna have to Google that. I will Google that now. But hang on, I've got too many tabs open now. It's all going wrong. Steve Bob, he said about Meccano. Meccano is very fiddly. Because you need the screwdriver and then you need the spanner to do it up. You can't just finger tighten these things, because what I find is if you finger tighten it and then you work on another part of the model and finger tighten that, and then you go to join them two pieces together and finger tighten them, all the movement of that would move everything around, and then nuts would become loose and things would fall down and collapse into each other, and then it all pincers down into one big mess of just nuts and bolts and metal, and that's when it gets thrown out. The good thing about Lego is it's very simple for simple hands to grab hold and just put together. That's what I love about it. It's almost too easy sometimes.
Dorian does make a good point, is there was no broken Lego in their house, but there's teeth marks, because that was the only way you could separate those parts when they were together. It was fucking absolutely. They come with these like separator tools now. I don't know if you've seen the more recent kits. They've got like this orange separator tool to pry them apart. But yeah, nothing could beat the good old. You got like a small 2 flat piece on top of something that's just like the only way to get that off is to bite that thing off.
Yeah, and you'd end up with teeth marks around the corners. Oh
yeah. They
were the days when your teeth could stand up to that.
These shared experiences that we've all had.
Did you know anyone? Now, I'm a person that wanted to do this just for the fact that other kids would destroy their kits. But has it ever crossed your mind of super gluing a kit together so nobody can take it apart?
No. Because again, it just. I build plastic model kits and stuff like that, but because the single greatest thing about Lego, I think above all else, is what you can do is you can take the kits apart non-destructively. So, like with Benny's spaceship, I ran out of shelf space not too long ago, so I had to take it apart. But what I did is I got the instruction manual and I took it apart sequentially, putting it back in bags, which I then labelled with the numbers. I put it back in the box, so at some point in the future, I can go back and rebuild it if I want.
Yeah.
No, I am that sort of a monster.
Doreen says, no glue near Lego. It's Lego. I totally agree. My missus, she does childminding, and we have a big box of Lego. Now, the kids that she looks after, they have their own Lego, and my son has his box of Lego under his bed, and my daughter has her box of Lego under her bed, and they shall never meet. They will never, ever meet, ever. I know that for a fact. And we went through a spat of looking after kids, and some kids, they just like to see the world burn. They like to destroy stuff, and they would come in, and they would take the Lego parts up. Lego kits apart. I've got no problems in that because the instructions are there and it all goes back in the same box, and that is the fun of Lego. The thing I didn't like is that they would come along and they would rip apart the figures, and they would take the heads off, and they would take the hair off or the hats off. Then they would take the arms off and the legs off, and then they would take the hands out of the arms and then swap it all around. And by jingo, that bugs the living crap out of me. I have more fury for people that do that than anything else. It's just, why do you have to take these poor men and women apart? They take the hands out, and then you lose the hands, and then you're left with people that don't have the right hands. Anakin Skywalker, in one of the kits my brother-in-law bought my son, he came with a black hand because he was wearing a glove.
Yes.
And then they took that off and put yellow hands in. And he had the pink hands at the time, because I think Lego wanted them to have pink hands, and to differentiate from all the other kits. And could I find that black hand anywhere? Could I bugger? It's just so flippin' annoying.
Oh, yeah. No, that's, like you said, some men just want to watch the world burn, Master Wayne.
Oh, I've got no problems in them swapping hats. Legs, I can deal with as long as I know where it came from and I can swap it back myself. But hands and arms?
Yeah, the hands, arms, and heads shouldn't come away from a minifig. They should stay, where they are.
Yeah. And also, the kids that I saw when I was a child playing with Lego, the kids that would play with the Lego men with the hands the wrong way round.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the hand just your hands upside down. It's supposed to. I personally prefer the long. There's a long part of the hand and a short part of the hand. It curves, which is supposed to be the what would you say, from the pinky finger.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It kind of has a
You have a flat edge and a curved edge, and the curved edge is supposed to go at the bottom for the pinky finger, the flat edge at the top, so you can hold a hilt of a sword or something like that.
Yes.
And the amount of kids I saw with their Lego hands the wrong way round because they thought they were the right way round. Jesus.
Yeah, it's just bloody kids.
I'm getting all this out of my system as well.
It's like therapy, isn't it, mate?
Yeah. One thing my dad did do, though, about the Lego is he had rivet gun and lots of really tiny rivets, and they would work really well as metal swords.
Oh, cool.
And they fitted perfectly into the hand of a Lego man. These were really tiny rivets as well, and I flipping loved doing that. The amount of sword fights I had with them, and it didn't matter if I lost them. One, it'll be fun because you'd hear that sound of it going up the Hoover. Sorry, Mum.
True, that's always fun.
Yeah.
But, the amount of Lego that was sacrificed to the Hoover gods over the years.
It has that special sound again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's very similar to listening to Star Wars blasters going up there, and you're like, oh no, it's gone forever.
Well, it's not, because you can get it out, but it's just, yes, for all intents and purposes, it is gone forever.
You can nowadays with all the bagless stuff, but before bagless stuff, no, that was gone.
At one point, I got a very hard to find piece of Lego went up a vacuum. Let me assure you, I got it back. It did involve cutting into a Hoover bag, but I got that thing back.
Jeez, that's dedication as well.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Anything else you want to say about this?
Oh, about Lego?
Yeah.
Oh, man, there's still so much about Lego, but how long we got to talk on it? I mean, do you want to do another bit, or do you want to just call it after 2?
No, we call it after 2. We've got another 10 minutes.
Oh, in that case, then, we need to talk about the Everything is Awesome elephant in the room. Because you're not a fan of a certain movie, are you?
I don't know what you mean, mate. It doesn't exist.
Does it not?
No.
Why don't you like the Lego movie?
Why don't I like the Lego movie? I didn't like...
I gotta say, I think it was awesome. I fucking love the Lego movie.
I know you do, and a lot of people do, and good luck to them. I've got no problems in people liking it. I don't understand why you like it, though. I thought it was terrible.
I don't understand why you don't, though.
Okay, I didn't like the animation, first off. Really didn't like the animation. Go to YouTube and watch people's stop motion videos of the Lego animation that they do themselves. It's pretty much that. Yes, I know that's the whole idea of it. I just didn't personally like it. I think a company like that and a film with, I'm assuming, a massive budget.
Oh, it had a pretty hefty budget.
Yeah, and it's got a sequel coming out, and it's just, it was
2 sequels. Well, you got a spin-off and a sequel, yeah.
Yeah, it was one big advert, which I get. I've got no problems in that, but there were some frames of that film where they just showed you a kit, and then you'd go down to the store, and then that kit and that shot and that angle of that kit were on the shelf, and that's just marketing there.
I mean, to be fair, when they announced it, I couldn't see how they would do it. I was like, what? Because, I mean, this came out after Battleship, the movie, and everything like that. And it's just like, oh, you're being fucking ridiculous now. What are you playing at? But I thought it was hilarious. I love the animation style. I love they went with that kind of, as a child would see, that kind of whimsical sort of like, again, that's kind of a stop motiony style to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's in no way a perfect movie. The whole thing with the live action bit drags in the second half, but the entire first half of the film, genius. I love it. If it's on, if I'm flicking through the TV and it's on, I'm going to sit. I'll sit and watch that happily. Really? I mean, if I flick to it and it's the Will Ferrell bit, I'm like, I'm good actually, but nah,
I don't like it. I didn't.
The bit with the horses as well, and they were like the old horses, and they just
I liked, it had the spaceman and the broken helmet that he had, because everyone's helmet was broken like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, and no visor, because the visor was the first thing to go. So that's long gone.
That was gone to the Hoover gods as well, wasn't it?
Oh, long time ago, yeah.
But yeah, I just didn't like the animation. I didn't like them shoving Star Wars in there, Batman in there, and I just didn't like it at all. I didn't like a single frame of it. I really didn't.
Elton. Elton. We're gonna have to try the Ludovico technique with you. See if the Ludovic's technique, and see if that'll fix it for you.
What's that?
You seen Clockwork Orange?
Oh, the eyes open. Gotcha.
Yeah, there you go.
No, it's not going to work, mate. It's really not. If anything, that's just going to annoy me because you're near my eyes.
Oh, that's a shame. What about Legoland? Have you ever been to Legoland?
Yes, I have. Many years ago. Maybe around about 10 years ago. And thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think it's a fun place to go if you've got kids to take there. I don't think it's something I would, like Alton Towers, I'd go to Alton Towers because roller coasters are great. But I think Legoland probably doesn't have much appeal to childless bastards like myself who can't stand kids. But other than that, I think I used to love the what do they call it? Miniland, is it? The kind of like model village part of it where they have like St. Paul's and all that built up.
Yeah, you've got Tower Bridge there, and
yeah,
I like all that stuff.
All that good shit. Yeah.
Can I ask you, what about Minecraft Lego? Is that a step too far?
I don't have a problem with it, but I just never got into Minecraft, so for me it's just like meh. I mean, Minecraft is effectively Lego, isn't it? From what I gather.
It is effectively Lego, and I think Minecraft, the game, is more entertaining, far more entertaining than Lego Minecraft. I think that was appealing to dads who knew their kids were playing Minecraft, and so that they could put it on their shelf. Once again, I get why they make it. I'm not going to buy it myself though, but I nearly bought it for my son just because I knew that he liked Minecraft. But then I looked at him and was like, okay, well, he's going to be done within 10 minutes of doing that. Because it's really simple stuff. And, okay, I might as well just play Minecraft with him for 20 minutes. Why not? It's just too easy to play the game instead of actually building that stuff that's never going to be broken down or built up again. I just didn't really see the point in that. That is one franchise I didn't understand.
Yeah. I never got into Minecraft, but I mean, hell, if people want to play with it, that's fine. I haven't also done with Lego Dimensions game, which I know quite a few people have done, just because I was late getting an Xbox One. So by the time I got one, it'd been out for a while. And it's just the cost associated with it. I mean, I think the game itself costs like £60 because you have to buy the Lego set that comes with it. And then, it's just space and those collectible things. So
right. So
it looks like fun though.
Lego Dimension. We've got less than 5 minutes, but go on, explain that really quickly.
Explain less than 5 minutes. Okay. You have a computer game, and you buy Lego figures specifically for game. And when you put the figure and the construction on this pad, which comes with the game, the figures will appear in the game. So if you buy the Lego Peter Venkman character, plug him into the game, you can play as him in the game. And you have like Doctor Who, The Simpsons, Ghostbusters, Lord of the Rings, all kind of crossing over there. So, yeah.
Right, okay. You can't use your own Lego to...
No, it has to be the specific Lego Dimensions Lego.
It has to be able to pick it up and such. What is that other game that used to do that? I forget what the game was.
It was Disney's Infinities, was it? We had like the Star Wars characters and Disney characters and everything.
It was the one that came before that. The original. Skylanders. Thank you very much, Jack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Skylanders was, I think, the original idea of that. And it's a good novelty thing. I don't think the games were great on it, but I think I'm maybe out of their demographic for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. We have less than 3 minutes to go now, so I think we should wrap this up. Thank you, everyone.
We should probably do our wrapping up, yeah.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who's joined us in the chat room. Thank you so much. Sorry about the first hour, which was a bit of palaver, but, I feel like we pulled that off in the second hour. There's still so much we could talk about Lego.
Oh, God, yeah.
I've got so many memories going around in my head, but it's just too much. Maybe we'll
Sounds
come
to
back
me
to
like
this.
we have to have a part 2.
Maybe we'll come back to this at some point. But before we do, Andy, would you like to plug your wares, if you don't mind?
Of course. I mean, when I'm not talking about Lego with you, I'm talking about Formula One cars with you on the Grand Prix Podcast, which you can do the addresses because I can't remember.
GrandPrixPodcast.com.
There you go. And I'm also doing arguing with Lee and Peter about spaceships, spacedock.geekplanetonline.com, and on Facebook talking about what's the group address? I can't remember it. Facebook.com/groups/Space Dock Jury. And I have to admit, it's a very good one coming up this Sunday because it's our Star Wars one. It gets ranty. It's fun. Check it out. And I just want to let everyone know, don't panic. Nathan fixed his watch.
Oh, he broke his watch in the chat room, didn't he?
Yeah, and he just said he's fixed it now. So,
okay.
Light the beacons. Tell Rohan they're cool. They don't have to come, but we're good.
I feel like I've dodged a bullet that his parents won't be knocking on my door later on. That's good to know. And by the way, if Nathan's parents, if you are listening to this, we didn't coax him in or anything like that. We've got nothing to do with anything, and we did tell him to do his homework. And clearly, if he hasn't done that, then it's down to you and your parenting skills. Wow, I dug myself out of a hole, then back into it. Well done, Elton.
You dug yourself out of one hole and went straight off a cliff next to
it. Excellent. You can find me talking about films at the Black Dog Podcast, which is blackdog.geekplanetonline.com. And the next film that we're doing, we've just covered... What have we just covered? We just covered The Omen. And we'll be doing, next week, The Frighteners, which is a Michael J. Fox movie, if I'm correct. I think it is.
You are correct.
Yes.
Yes.
And like Andy said, Grand Prix, if you're into the Grand Prix stuff, then join us this Monday because there's a race in the United States, so we will be there. So, I think...
Not actually there, though.
No, I'm getting tired. Sorry. No, we're not there. We would just be covering it. So, thank you to everyone who's listened. Thank you to downloading it. If you can do reviews, if you haven't done a review on iTunes, then please pop along. We really, really need that on Black Dog, on the Space Dock, Grand Prix Podcast, and definitely Shonky Lab. So, they will always be warmly received. So, thank you to everyone who's listening. Thank you, Andy, for joining me.
You're welcome, sir. And
we will catch you next time out, hopefully next week. So fingers crossed for that. Cheers and bye-bye.